Welcome everyone to today's VCIGLive presentation. My name is Emeritus, representing the VCIG board, to welcome everyone, to thank you for joining us today. Today's session is about cloud managed services. We've got a great set of panelists and a fantastic host coming up. Let me point out, if you look at the lower right-hand corner of this slide, you can see the hashtag we'll be using on Twitter today. Then thank you to our Alliance members who helped make VCIGroup happen. This is a list of all of them, and JD, I believe you have something to say here.
These are the vendors that have decided it's very important to keep a vibrant user group community alive, to communicate about what's going on in the marketplace. My name is JD Vaughn. Most of you that know me, I've been in the industry since 1988. I started when I was 12. We're not going to talk about the bios a lot here, but if you want to know more about our members, our panel members, this will be up on our website as well. But it's important to talk about probably the combination, the chemistry. Kind of interesting, folks. We got the number one and number two collaboration services companies in the country on our call today. Kind of like having the Yankees and the Dodgers. I kind of like it. There's a fine-looking guy. Steve, you look good. Let's go on. Chris, he doesn't look Dutch, does he? Well, he's got that stubborn look. He's got to be Dutch. Okay. And Tim? Now, Tim looks like he went to college a long time. As a matter of fact, he did. We've got to find out what is the business case. What's the value proposition? When you do the business case, and I'll start with you, Steve, but I certainly want to solicit Tim and Chris into this, does it always have to save money? Is that the final answer?
Well, if you've ever been to AT&T or Verizon's network operation centers where they manage the whole cell phone network and everything else, it is highly managed. If you make a manual Skype-to-Skype call, you think, oh, well, this is not managed. I'm just doing this myself. Well, you're wrong. It's highly managed across the whole globe how that happens. If you dial my video address, which happens to be an email address, I think it's fairly simple. You only have to do 55 or 60, 70 clicks on this keypad to dial steve.com.
In the job description for a CEO, for a CFO, a CXO, the requirement there is that they absolutely cannot know how to run video conferencing, or they can't have that job.
From my perspective, positive user experiences are what drive adoption, right? So when someone has a good experience, they're going to tell their peers about it, and it's going to motivate them to get more engaged in using that same service.
So Theo, I'm going to come back to the panel here at the end. I want to turn it back to you in the next slide.
This has been a fantastic discussion. Thanks to all the viewers out there. Announcing our next VCIGLive for next month, improving the end user experience. We've touched on the user experience here just in the comments of the panelists. Next month, we're going to focus on it. JD, back to you.
Steve, Chris, Tim, I know you folks are busy. Thank you very much for joining us. I want to wrap this up with your final comments, closing statements.
Yeah, I would emphasize Steve's point there, right? It can be an intimidating process to move services to the cloud.
Chris?
A little bit along the lines of what I said earlier on is understand really the business goals and try not to get too many times his head up into the actual technology and the actual plumbing.
Thank you very much for attending. Theo, let's go ahead and close it up if you want, sir.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. We will see you next month. Please join in.